Good day. My name is Rachel Grace Cabillan and with my partner Jared Dwayne Ducallos. And we are here to present the ozone layer depletion.
But before we get into that, what is the ozone layer? The ozone layer is a thin layer of air in the Earth's atmosphere that absorbs nearly all of the sun's damaging UV radiation. Now that we're done with that, what is the ozone layer depletion? Depletion of the ozone layer means that the ozone layer in the upper atmosphere becomes thinner. This is harmful to nature and the atmosphere. Depletion of the ozone layer is one of the biggest problems not only for the atmosphere, but for all the living things including the flora and fauna of this earth. But what causes the thinning of the ozone? In this first chapter, we will talk about the causes of ozone layer to deplete. Depletion occurs because of chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs, and halogens. The atoms carbon, chlorine, and fluorine make up the chlorofluorocarbon. CFCs can be found in a variety of items, the most common of which being refrigerants and plastics. They're popular among businesses and customers since they are inexpensive, don't easily cause a fire, and don't normally poison living things. However, once blown into the stratosphere, CFCs start to deplete the ozone layer. In the next slide, my partner Ms. Cabillan will talk about the 6 steps of the ozone layer depletion.
Thank you, Mr. Ducallos. Here, we will talk about the 6 steps on the depletion of the ozone layer. First is the emissions. Halogen gas is released on the surface of the Earth by human activities and natural processes. Accumulation. Halogen sources accumulate in the atmosphere and are globally dispersed in the lower atmosphere by wind and other air movements. Next is the transport. These gases are transported through air movements. Conversion. Most halogen source gases are converted to reactive halogen gases by a chemical reaction with ultraviolet light from the sun. Removal. Air containing reactive halogen gas turns to a troposphere where the gas is removed by moisture in the clouds. There are risks and possible effects of the depleting of ozone. Although we require the sun's radiation to survive, too much of it can be harmful to living things, including us. Ozone is particularly good at trapping UV light, but with the depletion that is occurring, there can be serious damage done to living things and environment. For example, human health. The depletion of the ozone layer increases the amount of UVB that reaches the surface of the Earth. UVB is associated with cataracts and cloudiness of the lens on the eye. The marine ecosystem. UV rays have been shown to be harmful during the early development of fish, shrimps, crabs, amphibians, and other marine animals. The most serious effects are reduced fertility and impaired larval developments. Small increases in UVB exposures can lead to a decrease in the population of small marine organisms, which has implications for the entire marine food chain. Terrestrial ecosystem, on the other hand, it affects the animals inland due to the abrupt change of climate. The food that some animals eat decreases day by day, which makes it harder for them to survive. In environment, plants of the UVB radiation affects the developmental process of plants. Although there are mechanisms to reduce or correct these effects and ability to adapt to increased UVB levels, plant growth can be easily affected by UVB radiation. This causes the lack of production of crops throughout the world. There are various organizations that address these problems, such as the Montreal Protocol. It is an international agreement to protect the ozone layer by stopping the production of many substances that cause ozone layer depletion. It was agreed on September 16, 1987, and entered into force on January 1, 1989. They aim to curb the levels of fluorine and bromine that destroyed the ozone layer. It sets the limits for the production and consumption of damaging CFCs and halogens. The Stratospheric Protection Division. It oversees the implementation of the Montreal Protocol on ozone-depleting substances. The Title VI of the Clean Air Act, which has the common goal of restoring the ozone layer.
As students, what can we do to help solve this problem? There are many ways we can help the planet from harmful gases, but since we are still students and we don't have enough materials to use, here are some ways to protect the ozone layer. Recycle. Recycling helps reduce the air pollution and keeps the environment clean. Buying eco-friendly products. Choose products that have no impact on the environment. Choose organic products that don't use pesticides and are from eco-friendly sources. Third, do not use cleaning products that are harmful to the environment and to us. Fourth, avoid the consumption of gases dangerous to the ozone layer. And lastly, minimize the usage of cars or any vehicle that produces dangerous smoke.
And for the last question, why do we must protect the ozone layer? Well, the ozone layer is a natural layer of gas in the upper atmosphere that protects humans and other living things from harmful ultraviolet radiation from the sun. It is the only thing keeping us from radiation, and without it, we may lose a lot. This includes food source, our health, and every single living thing in the planet. Therefore, we must protect it, for we won't be able to change it back once it is fully destroyed. And that's it for our presentation. I am Rachel Grace Cabillan and my partner, Jerry Twin Docallos. Thank you for watching and listening. Bye.